Welcome back to my channel, beautiful creatures. I'm so grateful you're hanging out with me today. If you're new here, I'm Cordelia, and I love to talk about bright and colorful alternative makeup, gothic fashion, mental health, and more. So today's video is a request from you. It's on makeup for Zoom meetings. And so I put together makeup for Zoom meetings for pale skin. This is the sort of makeup look that I would wear if I had to do a Zoom meeting every day. You may or may not know, but I work in tech and I've worked from home. So I've worked remotely 100% of the time since 2011. So I haven't, gone into an office in a very long time. And while I have worked for very big companies, I prefer working for very small ones, which is what I'm doing now. I like things that are more informal, so I don't often worry about stuff like that. But I know a lot of people don't have that option. So I thought it'd be fun to put together this makeup for Zoom meetings whenever you asked for it. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into that tutorial. So step 0 for makeup for Zoom meetings is make sure that you prep your skin for makeup. What I like to use to prep my skin for makeup is this COSRX Snail Mucus Serum. And then I also put my Can Make Mermaid Skin SPF 50 on top. That gives me a really nice base for makeup. If you want to learn more about my skincare routine and what I'm using, I'll put a link up here so you can go check it out. So if you have dry skin like me, it is especially important to prep your skin. In my opinion, everyone should prep their skin before makeup, but it's especially important if you have dry skin because you want to add moisture to it. So that's why I mentioned in my case, I use a serum and then I put on SPF. If you have a normal skin type, you may not need a serum. If you have an oily skin type, you may want a facial oil. It really just depends upon your skin type and your skin's needs. But the reason you want to prep your skin is that you want to have a nice, clean, smooth, primed base to start with. Now onto the eyes. For my eyeshadow primer today, I'm using the Urban Decay Eden eyeshadow primer. This is in my top 3 favorite eyeshadow primers. Why? The color I'm wearing, Eden, is a nice creamy beige that matches my skin tone perfectly. Because it is tinted, it colors up any discoloration on my lid. So if you're somebody who likes minimal makeup or maybe you just want to wear eyeliner and mascara, this is still great to even out your skin tone so you don't have any lid discoloration. The other primers that I would recommend is the Urban Decay Sin Primer. If you are a makeup beginner, this is great for you because it has a little bit of shimmer, and the little bit of shimmer makes it easier for you to blend. And then my other favorite primer is the Concrete Minerals Glitter Eye Primer. This is great for all of my multi-chromes, my duochromes, my shimmers, my really glittery metallic-y shades. This is what I love to use. The eyeshadow I'm going to use today is from Silk Naturals. It's the Silk Naturals Smoke Show. If you are unfamiliar with the brand Silk Naturals, I will put a link up here so you can go check out my Silk Naturals indie makeup review. They're one of my favorite indie makeup brands. They hand make all of their products. And I'm going to use the color Smoke Show. They have several other one and done eyeshadows, but I chose Smoke Show because it's like a smoky gray brown, and I think it looks great with cool toned skin like mine and blue eyes like mine. Smoke Show starts out really pretty and silvery and shimmery, and then it kind of creates its own transition shade whenever you blend it out. So that's what I'm going to show you now. I'm going to take a Sigma E25 to apply this color, and I'm going to stick it in the center of my lid and start to work in a windshield wiper motion and then pat it onto my lid. I am going to switch to a pencil brush to do my lower lash line, just because that's easier for me. You may prefer to just continue using like a Sigma E25. I'm going to switch to a Sigma E27, which is a slightly smaller version of the Sigma E25, and I'm really just using this to blend on the outside of Smoke Show. And it starts to create that soft transition shade. The next step is optional. You don't have to do it, but I like doing it. I'm going to use a skin tone shade eyeshadow, or in my case, the Fenty 105 Pro Filter Powder Foundation. And I'm going to take that same brush, the Sigma E27, the one I was using as the blend out color, and I'm just going to further blend out the edges of this color because I want to make sure it has like a nice smooth gradient. And then I'm switching to sort of a rounded blending brush. This one's a Patrick Ta, and I'm just blending in circles throughout here just to make sure it's all nice and smooth. That's the eyeshadow, simple, one and done color, super perfect. I'm going to do my brows next, and what I'm using is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in 7.5 Gray. What I like to do is outline my brows with this. Well, actually, I have to draw in my tail because my tail is non-existent. I've never overplucked my brows, but they are very sparse. I flip around and use the back end of the little pencil brush and just blend up to to soften the line that I just created. And then I'm going to switch to the NYX Thick It Stick It Thickening Brow Gel, and the shade I'm using is Cool Ash Brown. After I put that on, if there are any places that I feel like really bother me, like I have a scar in my brow, so sometimes I'll go fill that in, I'll use the pencil just a little bit more. But other than that, okay, yay, my brows are done. I'm going to curl my lashes, add mascara, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I used the Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara. This is my favorite mascara. However, a close second would be the Ico Lash Alert Mascara because they're both tubing mascaras. They're the ones that I can seem to get the best results with on my lashes, which are very difficult. So the next step would be to apply a blurring face primer or a grippy primer. I recently ordered the e.l.f. Grippy primer that's supposed to be a dupe for Milk Makeup, but it's not here yet. So I thought I would try a new primer that I picked up that I haven't used yet, and this is by Wet n Wild, and it's their Glass Correct Primer Base. So it has a little bit of a green tint, and since I have a little bit of a pink red tint from rosacea, I thought it'd be nice to give this a try. Another product that you could try if you wanted a tinted blurring primer would be the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder. This stuff is awesome. I will often wear only this product for a complexion perfection product, but because we're talking about Zoom makeup and I want it to be makeup that's going to last for you all day, I wanted to mention I definitely recommend using a grippy primer. Like I said, I'm just trying a new primer today because that's what I have and my grippy primer hasn't arrived. So for foundation for Zoom meetings, I think you probably will want to have medium coverage and maybe a natural finish. And I think the closest that I have to that in my collection is the Smashbox Studio Skin. This is the 15-hour wear hydrating foundation. And I wear shade 0.1, which is a very fair neutral. So I'm going to apply this. Also, if you are going to color correct under your eyes, which I do not do, I would do this step before your foundation. So I put a little bit less than one pump on the back of my hand and then I dotted it around my face. And I'm going to use the IT Cosmetics 101 foundation brush. This is just a dense foundation brush. If you have trouble picking a foundation shade, what I recommend you do is match your foundation shade to your neck and your chest. So I always match my foundation shade to this area of my body because I want my face to look uniform with the rest of my body. Other people may not do that because they may choose to match something else, but that is how I match my foundation. And I'm going back with my damp makeup sponge. If you have any blemishes that you want to conceal, I would do that after you apply your foundation so that you're using the smallest amount of product possible. I don't really have anywhere around my face that I want to conceal. Now it's important for Zoom videos to make sure you add some color to your face, especially if you're very fair complected like I am. So the next step that I'm going to do is add a blush. Because I am a fair, cool skin tone and I am high contrast, I tend to like to wear cool tone blushes. And I'm going to use a cool toned pink blush today. This is P. Louise and the blush color is called Legally Pink. It is a very, very cool tone pink. And in my opinion, I think the blush is one of the key parts, especially when you have very fair skin, to getting your makeup to be visible on camera. However, if you don't like pink, like a cool pink like I'm wearing, because maybe you're not cool tone, I would absolutely choose maybe a light peach, just something that's going to read as more natural as opposed to unnatural. Having that color on your face is definitely going to help without being overpowering. And in my opinion, I think I go a little bit heavier on the blush when I know I'm going to be on camera because I just want to make sure that I have more of that color visible. Because I am working with a liquid blush, I use like a stippling or patting motion to kind of apply and blend out the color. If I don't like where it's at, I then go back with whatever foundation is left on the foundation brush and then stipple around it. But you can also take a makeup sponge, I really, really love this pink blush. I think it is very flattering on me. I'm gonna choose an Icy Lavender highlighter. This is Lethal Cosmetics Scatter, and I'm using a Sigma FO3 highlighting brush. And I'm just kind of dusting it across the tops of my cheekbones. I feel like this helps to add some dimension to my face. And then I'm gonna go back with my little makeup sponge just to blend. Now for a lip color, I would choose anything that you feel comfortable wearing. Like you could wear a statement lip, just something that's going to have color, like enough color to show up, not something that's like a My Lips But Better color, because I feel like that's just going to, at least if you're fair like I am, it's gonna just get lost in the Zoom meeting on the video. So for my lips today, I'm going to outline my lips with the Lime Crime Velveteen's Pencil in Minx. This color has probably been discontinued because they can discontinue, like I swear, half of their colors. But it's one of my more neutralish colors in my collection, so I'm going to use it to outline the lips. So as you may or may not be able to tell, the Lime Crime Pencil in Minx is a great My Lips But Better deeper hue. So it's like deeper than my natural lip tone, but it matches it pretty perfectly. And the neutral lip color that I've been wearing that's a little bit deeper that I think is perfect for something like this has been the KVD Queen of Poisons. I picked up the mini size because I didn't know if I was gonna like the new formula or not, and I'm very happy with it. So we're gonna put on Queen of Poisons. So the only other thing that I would recommend that you do would be to set your makeup. Whether you use a setting spray like Urban Decay's All Nighter or you use a loose powder, I would set it. I'm actually going to set mine today with the Fenty Pro Filter Powder in Lavender, which is a nice brightening powder. And I like to use a large fluffy brush, but if you want to set it in a different way, the other way I would recommend is to take like one of those flocked makeup things, like I think it's called like a flock sponge, and roll it between your fingers so that you have this sponge right here that's going over this finger, kind of like this. So you have the sponge right here, and then you put it in your powder and roll, and then you take it on your face and roll. That's the way I've seen a lot of makeup artists do it if they really want to make sure that they cover everything rather than using a big fluffy brush. Since I already used a liquid blush first, what I want to do now is put on a powdered blush. So I'm going to use Bare Minerals I'm Phyrra, which is one of the few cool tone blushes I think they've ever put out in the Gen Nude line. And I'm using it with a round brush, and I'm just going to pat some more on just to give myself some color. You can put it over your nose if you like. And I'm going back with my little foundation brush just to blend at the edges because that's what I like to do. And there you have it. This is the makeup that I would wear for a Zoom meeting, especially if I wanted something that looked very professional, clean, and put together, that was flattering for fair skin like mine. These are all colors that I think work really well. These are all colors that I feel work really well for me. I think the main things to think about whenever you're thinking about makeup for Zoom is that you really don't want to have like too much in the way of like multi-chromes or anything like that. I think it's better to keep it simple. So using like a one and done eyeshadow is great. Using a blush that's flattering for your skin tone, and maybe even going a little bit heavier on the blush so that it shows up is another good thing. And then using like your favorite kind of lip color. Like I think you could easily do like a statement red lip or, you know, a bright pink, but I wouldn't choose a really, really subtle color that there's not much contrast between your skin tone and your lip color. So what do you think about my makeup for Zoom meetings video? Please be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Thank you so much for watching, beautiful creatures. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.